Hi everyone, my name is Pekka, I am Dennis, and today I will discuss about the anatomy of the mandible, and I hope this presentation will provide you a clear and structured overview of this anatomical structure. The mandible is the most largest, lowest and strongest bone in visceral cranium. It consists horizontally oriented body and two vertically oriented rami. Body of the mandible consists two borders. We have the superior border, which forms the alveolar part or alveolar process, and it bears sockets for lower 16 teeth. Also we have the inferior border or base of the mandible, and also we have two surfaces. This is outer surface or external surface, and also we have internal or inner surface. On the outer surface of the mandible, in the mid part, we have the mental protuberance, which is more prominent in males, and direct lateral, on which on each side we have the mental tubercle, and back to the mental tubercles we have the mental foramen. Mental foramen transmitted nerves and vessels, and it corresponds as position all over second premolar teeth. And back to the mental foramen we have the oblique line, which runs upward and is continuous with the anterior border of the ramus. Then also we have the ramus of the mandible. This is a wide bone plate, and in the region of the angle of the mandible we have a masseter tuberosity, and it is a site here. We have the site for attachment of masseter muscle, which originate from the zygomatic arc. And the superior end of the ramus we have the two processes which are separated by the mandibular notch, and anteriorly we have the coronoid process, and here we have a site called the crista temporalis. This is a site for attachment of temporalis muscle, which originates from the temporal fossa, and then it runs downward and forward to reach the coronoid process. And back to the coronoid process we have the condylar process, and it consists the head, which is covered by cartilage. Under the head of the mandible we have the neck, and here is a site called the pterygoid fossa, this is the site for attachment of inferior head or lateral pterygoid muscle. Now let's move on the inner surface of the mandible. In the middle part we have the double mental spine, and genioglossus and geniohyoid muscle originates here. And under the double mental spines we have the digastric fossa, and it serves attachment for digastric muscle. Also we have the mylohyoid line and mylohyoid muscle, and also part of the superior constrictor muscle or pharynx originates or arising here. And anteriorly or above of this line we have the sublingual fossa for sublingual salivary gland, and under the posterior part of this line located we have a submandibular fossa for submandibular salivary gland. Also in the region of the angle of the mandible on the inner surface we have the pterygoid tuberosity, and this is a site for attachment of the medial pterygoid muscle. And also in the middle part of the ramus we have the mandibular foramen, and this foramen bounded by a small bony projection called the lingular mandible, and this mandibular foramen then leads into the canal, and inferior alveolar nerve and artery enter the mandibular canal, and then appears on the outer surface through the mental foramen. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.